How you doing? How you doing, Wendy Williams? How you doing, baby? You look good.
Oh, I know we all love to see Wendy Williams in good spirits, especially after recent reports that she had become cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated. I mean, she clearly doesn't look or sound permanently incapacitated like it was recently reported, and people are saying that something is super off with this whole mess. And just when we thought things were getting better with Wendy, tell me why Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter just dropped a huge plot twist in the legal drama and has now taken Wendy's legal guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, to court. Child, isn't it funny how these two people who are being dragged for wanting her money just can't stop battling out in court? Again, something is super off with this whole mess. Well, guess what? Based on reports, Wendy is not about to take all this BS from the two people being accused of leeching her money. She is shutting down these rumors about her being on her last days and breaking her silence on her money being stolen. So how about we just get right into it? Okay, a few days ago, Wendy Williams was spotted outside the popular Fort Lauderdale restaurant Sister Sarah's Sho'nuff Oysters with her nephew Travis Finney, and she actually appeared to be in great spirits.
Look at her. How you doing? What kind of oysters she got?
She got the lobster, the crab, and the original.
Okay then.
Thank you.
That's the Wendy Williams special. That's the Williams special, baby.
Yes, thank you.
Now, as Wendy was outside getting her fried oysters, her ex-husband Kevin was busy in court corridors, battling it out once again with her guardian, Sabrina. As per court documents filed against Wendy's legal guardian, Kevin alleged that not only has Sabrina been purporting herself to be his ex-wife's legal guardian, but that she's also been allegedly purporting to be practicing law in the state of New Jersey without even having a license to begin with. He said in the court documents, Miss Morrissey is not and has not been legally appointed as guardian of my ex-wife in New Jersey, yet Miss Morrissey has filed motions, cross motions, and responses to motions, as well as testified in court in a jurisdiction that she has no legal standing. Miss Morrissey is practicing law without a license in the state of New Jersey. Well, in response, Sabrina shot back explaining that she was appointed temporary guardian for Wendy by Hon Lisa A. Sokoloff in the Supreme Court, New York County. She wrote in her response, I therefore appeared pro se in place of Wendy in New Jersey litigation brought by Mr. Hunter to collect payment from Wendy in their previously settled divorce proceeding. I have never appeared as an attorney in any court for my ward, Wendy Williams Hunter. In addition, Sabrina also cited a New Jersey court rule that stated a person not qualifying to practice pursuant to the first paragraph of this rule should nonetheless be permitted to appear and prosecute or defend an action in any court of this state if the person is a real party of interest of the action or the guardian of the party. Without question, based on the statute, the guardian of a party is authorized to appear in a proceeding in New Jersey in place of her ward. Sabrina then took on the issue that Kevin brought up pertaining to her being Wendy's guardian in New York and not in New Jersey where their divorce case is held, and said that under no circumstances would the guardianship be transferred to New Jersey unless Wendy moves there. She then admitted that after Kevin took up the issue of her right to represent Wendy in New Jersey during court proceedings, she registered the guardianship with the surrogate of Essex County and then finally hired a New Jersey attorney to handle the divorce matter on Wendy's behalf. Honey, this thing of Kevin and Sabrina basically living in the courtrooms is not sitting well with people, especially since both of them have been accused of wanting to milk Wendy dry. The thing is, this issue of Wendy and people stealing from her started when she started getting sick and Wells Fargo froze her bank accounts and filed a petition to hold a guardianship hearing for Wendy in early 2022. And in a complaint against the bank for locking Wendy out of her accounts, her lawyer said Wendy's former financial advisor advised Wells Fargo that Wendy was of unsound mind, which triggered the bank to freeze her accounts. Wells Fargo had referenced its authority to freeze her accounts pending judicial or administrative remedies should they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence, and eventually Wendy was placed in a court-appointed guardianship under Sabrina Morrissey. However, Wendy herself said that she had been asking questions about her money, and when she began asking questions, suddenly people around her like Lori Schiller had no response regarding her money. In fact, she also said that even Wells Fargo had no questions or answers regarding her money, and she found that very unfair. Basically, it's like her money just disappeared. But do y'all remember when Wendy's bestie Regina Shell talked about how she stayed with Wendy for a majority of 2022 and even said that at one point she, along with Wendy's sister Wanda Finney and the guardian, were all working together on helping with Wendy's needs? She said she saw her cumulative bank balance, which was in millions, 55 million to be precise, and she even said that Wendy was considering changing her financial institution and met with Bank of America in December 2022. Regina has said she was present during the entire presentation with senior advisors at Bank of America's private banking group, in which they outlined the best products available to Wendy. She also said that after the meeting, she, Wendy, Wendy and Wendy's guardian Sabrina were all in the same vehicle on their way to the courthouse. Then days later, a dramatic turn took place and Wendy's publicist claimed to have overheard a conversation between Wendy and her guardian, where Sabrina told Wendy there is no money in her accounts. So where did the money go? This uncertainty is actually what Kevin used as evidence when he took Wendy back to court, demanded that he should be paid 2 years worth of alimony. But even before this, Kevin was already in court earlier, demanding to see all of Wendy's financial records. In the court documents that he filed, he said that on December 8, 2022, he attended a mediation with Wendy's counsel and Wendy's New York court-appointed guardian attorney, Sabrina Morrissey. And in that mediation, Wendy's counsel and guardian agreed to provide statements to accounts and bank records they claimed to have gotten permission from the New York court to provide. At the time, Kevin argued that when Wendy's bank first petitioned to start guardianship proceedings, her Wells Fargo accounts had a lot of money. So from the time her Wells Fargo accounts were frozen and the time Kevin claims Wendy had no money left was just under a year. And according to Kevin, it doesn't make sense that the money disappeared within the year. I mean, I agree that it doesn't make sense that the money just disappeared. But when it comes to Kevin, he is not looking for answers because he cares for Wendy. He is looking for the money because he wants his alimony resumed. And knowing Wendy, this is something that would never happen. Kevin can take Wendy to court as much as he wants, but he is not going to get a dime from her. In fact, allegedly behind the scenes, Wendy has been saying that Kevin is one of the leeches on her back, but she is making sure that he doesn't get any money from her. Now, I don't know if Sabrina is helping Wendy hide the money or she's just another one of the leeches, because reports about her have also been pretty sus. You see, Regina revealed that Sabrina is one in control of Wendy's money and how she can spend it, and she really doesn't like how that's been going. She even accused Sabrina of delaying her response in reaction time when she would respond at all, and she went on to explain that when Wendy would order her breakfast early in the morning, Sabrina would take the order, but sometimes it wouldn't show up until several hours later. In addition, a couple of months ago, family members spoke to People magazine and said that they don't know where Wendy is being treated. They don't know what kind of treatments are taking place and they can't contact her directly. Like, they only hear from Wendy if she calls, and Wanda even specifically said the people who love her cannot see her. I think the big question is, how the heck did we get here? The family members also said they blamed the lack of communication on Wendy's guardian, whose identity was previously private, and according to the family, the guardian is the only one with full access to Wendy Williams. Later on, Alex Finney was on The View, claiming that they had no say on the guardianship. They had no way of communicating with Wendy about what was happening in the family, including her father being sick, and most times it took up to months for the guardians to get back to them with any sort of information.
Can we get an update on how she's doing? And I say this honestly, and that is, we went through birthdays, we went through the holidays, we went through illness. You know, there was a period my grandfather was in the hospital. I shared this story with you yesterday. Yeah. There was no way to contact her and let her know what was going on with her 93-year-old father. You know?
And isn't it true that the guardian didn't respond immediately when you reached out to get that information to Wendy?
You know, from just the humane perspective, how can you do that? Yeah. You know?
You know, it was so bad that even Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., was in the dark about what was going on, and an insider spilled to the Sun that he had no idea where his mom was being treated, saying Kevin has spoken to his mom occasionally, and he knows she's in some sort of treatment facility, but he's not exactly sure what it is or where it is. He is also questioning if she's getting the care she really needs, and all this was because Sabrina was keeping Wendy away from the family. Remember, Sabrina is also the one who said not so long ago that Wendy has become cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated, yet the recent video proves otherwise. She revealed this when taking legal action to remove certain sensitive information, requesting that details regarding Wendy's health, familial relationships, and finances be redacted from her Lifetime documentary to protect her privacy. She alleged that Wendy Williams was unjustly taken advantage of by the documentary, as she was clearly incapable of consenting to being filmed, much less humiliated and exploited. The filing also alleged Where is Wendy Williams was filmed without a valid contract and released without the guardian's consent. She also said in the filing, "We respectfully request that the court grant plaintiff's motion for limited redactions to protect non-public information from the guardianship proceeding that has been placed under seal by the court overseeing that process." So it's really hard to tell whether Sabrina is helping Wendy or she's also stealing from her, especially when we consider that she has a history of controversy, including a lawsuit in which she is accused of robbing a client of $30 million. Well, sources have reported that Wendy is about to expose all the madness, so I guess we have to just wait and see. But meanwhile, I would love to know what you think. Is Sabrina stealing from Wendy? Is she helping Wendy keep money from Kevin? And what are your thoughts on Kevin and Sabrina having all this back and forth in court? Sound off in the comment section below.